There's 8 games of the season left. We're 1 point off the top of the table, and more importantly, 10 points clear of 4th place. It's all getting very exciting, but more important than any of that, my hair is getting really long and unruly, and I need a. My parting's gone to the other side today. I didn't even used to have a parting. What? I don't know what's happening here. Hello and welcome to Season 4, Part 7 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Wycombe and then at home against Yeovil in League 2. Since you were last with me, it's all been going rather well. There's not a lot of red on there. We've lost only 2 games this calendar year. Oh, now see, I've noticed that. That guarantees that we're going to lose one of these 2 games today. Look at the amount of goals we've been scoring as well. 5 goals, 4 goals, 6 goals. It's ridiculous. If we have a little quick look at the league table, you'll see that we are very much on Plymouth's tail, but Swindon are very much on our tail. It's the 3 of us. We're going to be the 3 that go up. It's just going to be about what order we finish in, hopefully. And look at these player stats. I've never seen such dominance of the player stats. We have the top 3 players in the division in Jackson, Pike and Benteke. Benteke is top of the assists table. We've got 2nd and 3rd on top goal scorer. They're only 4 points behind this guy, Lewis Walters of Hartlepool. If Pike or Schiavi really gets their act together, we could finish with a clean sweep of the important player awards. Obviously, we've got top yellow cards as well. Tomelti's not giving up on that one. It's shaping up to be one of the best seasons I've ever had playing Football Manager. And this is the team that we're going to be playing today away against Wycombe. So we have Smith in goal, a back 4 of Tomelti, Plummer, Jackson and Fowler. In midfield, we have the man whose name apparently I say wrong. Now, I don't believe that I do. I need someone, I guess someone who's Irish, who knows how these things are actually pronounced. I think that says Keneally. Apparently it says Connolly, I was told in the comments yesterday. Let me know is that, am I just saying it wrong? It's spelt Keneally. So yeah, let me know. Alongside Broccoli and Merkins, with Benteke in behind Pike and Schiavi. We've got the youth intake, which is why we've got so much stuff going on down there. We'll have a little look at them at the end of the season, probably. The most worrying thing that's going to have an impact on our form on this run-in is the injury to one of the players of the season, Anthony Wordsworth. He is out for the next 3 or 4 weeks with a twisted ankle. It's the opportunity for Stefan Broccoli to show us that he is the man to take on the mantle of central midfield for us next year. Worryingly, if you have a look through the average ratings over the last 5 games, there's only him and Fowler who are below a 7. We've got ridiculous ratings. I mean, look at those front 3, 8.34, 7.94, 8.14. The 3 of them have all hit fantastic form at the same time. If we can keep them fit and keep them in the same kind of form that they've been in, then I don't see us not winning the league, because those front 3, the last few games particularly, have looked completely unbeatable. They're just scoring goals for fun. The movement is amazing, and they're probably going to be rubbish today because I'm bigging them up so much, and that always seems to be the way these things happen. Oh, here we go, look. Minute on the clock, Wycombe are in, but there you go. We've got the ball clear. Benteke running clear of it, finds Pike, and this is danger for us because that's how we do things. Okay. Pike needs to not get too carried away. A little cross in there to Schiavi, who was waiting in the middle, and it would have been the 3 of them linking up for a first goal with 2 minutes on the clock. But I hope Pike's not getting a little bit too big for his boots. I know he wants to finish as top scorer, but there's ways and means of achieving that, and shooting from that position isn't helping anybody out. Fowler gets him with a good tackle, and now we've got the break on again with Benteke, finds Pike to Schiavi, and that was a good chance. That he's not been missing many of them lately. Oh, I really hope this isn't the dreaded curse of I saved the game yesterday and now I'm excited. Because, I'll be sad. Schiavi's in again, finds Fowler, and Keneally's there. I'm still calling him that until I get at least 5 people to tell me I'm wrong. And the move sort of dies out. Where are Wycombe in the league? Oh, hang about. Swindon have jumped above us. Wycombe are down in the bottom half. They're not in any immediate danger of relegation, but they're not a million miles away from the relegation zone. But really, it is a game that we should be winning, and winning comfortably, if we are going to challenge for the title, which obviously we want to do. Right, Plummer intercepts, but he loses the ball, and now Wycombe have got a charge on. I don't know. You tell me. But we intercept. It's a bit scrappy here, but Schiavi's in here, crosses to Pike, and that is another golden opportunity that has gone begging. We've had 2 clear-cut chances from the 2 in-form hot strikers in League 2, and they've both missed absolute sitters. Tell me this isn't happening. Right, I guess Plymouth and Swindon must both be winning their games, presumably, but Morecambe aren't. I mean, look, there's a massive gap behind Morecambe as well. I hadn't noticed that. They're the only team, realistically, who can catch us, and they're not going to, because we're going to keep doing things like this. Benteke, his 15th goal of the season. The half-time team talk, which I'm sure you'll agree I did masterfully, and we're 1-0 up a minute after the restart, and hopefully it's going to be the start of us getting all rampant on them. So Pike cuts the ball across nicely. Look at the space they've left Jonathan Benteke in. You can't leave a player like that in that much space, but I encourage them to continue doing so because it will work for us. What just happened? I was pretty sure 1-0 up, here you go, this is it now, we're going to score 4 or 5. But in actual fact, 2 minutes later, Wycombe have equalised. And yeah, that was... It's all a bit scrappy again. This is our first game without Wordsworth in the team, so we're missing our captain, we're missing our most experienced player, we're missing his excellent set-piece delivery. I hope it's not going to have too much of an impact on the run-in. I'd like to think that there's enough of a cushion for us to be able to afford a bit of iffy form and still scrape through in 3rd place, but we are not looking the same team so far, and Rob Tamelty, for goodness sake, I mean... It's like he wasn't quite confident enough he'd finish top of the yellow cards, so he's got himself 2 more today. Right, Robinson needs to... Do we bring on Robinson? Oh, not to bring on Kelvin Wilson, goodness me. I don't know who to take off. I think we're going to take off... I'm thinking Schiavi. He's not playing well, he's on a yellow card. It seems like a really negative change to be making, though. Just going down there, young man. And you'll like it, and then do... In fact, can we do that? I don't know, that seems to be better than having one behind the other. They'll get in each other's way, especially with Benteke on attack and Pike on support. I'm going to leave Pike on support because he is excellent as a defensive midfielder, and hopefully Benteke will run in behind him often enough for us to not miss out on having an out-and-out attacking centre-forward. Having said all that, I'm now going to change everything, bring on Martel Taylor-Crossdale, and he is going to go attacking because his best role is as an advanced forward. So I just hope he's not going to be too isolated. Benteke needs to make up a lot of ground and basically do 2 jobs behind him to try and keep the play linked up nicely. It's not happening for us today, is it? Right, let's bring Cragen on for Merkins and just try and get a little bit more creativity back there in the midfield, but I think this is not our day. Luckily, it looks like the 2 teams above us haven't opened up a massive gap on us. I mean, we're letting Wycombe have all the chances late on. This is not how today was supposed to turn out. Why am I ever positive at the start of an episode? For goodness sake, when I'm positive at the start of an episode, this is guaranteed to happen. I need to block up the microphone on the computer and just whisper to you lot when I'm excited. Because every time I'm positive about the way we're playing, rubbish like this happens. Right, we're gonna go gung-ho for the last 5 minutes. We're going to stick Benteke up top. We're going to make him something on support. There you go. I've never used a false 9 before. There you go. I'm getting all continental. Cragen can move up there. If I can actually get a hold of him. I need a mouse. If anyone wants to send me a mouse, feel free to send me a mouse. I'd like to have a mouse again. Oh, wow. Broccoli, move. I'm getting angry now. They're annoying me. We'll leave him on support. We don't want to get too silly about it. And we'll do that. I mean, it's not going to make any difference, presumably. Yeah, there you go. The clock's just going to tick down. And that's just disappointing. We're 4 points away from Plymouth now. Luckily, Morecambe haven't closed the gap upon us too much. So we're in looking over our shoulder mode a little bit now. We need to win this next game if we are going to have any chance at all of winning the league. I'd love to be able to freshen things up a little bit after a match like that, but we have no other options. Tamelty suspended, Wordsworth injured, Marlon Romeo just coming back from injury. We only have 18 players, and I think I've picked the best 11 of them, but you know, that's only because we've got the likes of Kelvin Wilson, Brandon Comley. I mean, Robinson, Byrne. These aren't players we really want in our team. We're kind of restricted to these 11, and even some of these, Broccoli, Merkins, White, they're not going to be first choice in any promotion challenging team at this level. But we're just going to have to try and make do. We really miss him, Anthony Wordsworth. It was very noticeable in that last game. I think it's the first time. I don't remember him ever being injured before. I think that might be my first time at Southend without him in the team. His contract's up at the end of the season. I've been stalling a little bit because he's getting on. And I didn't want to give him a big fat contract when we're going to be in a division higher, potentially. Because I'm not sure he's cut out for League One anymore. But what a goal from Keneally. Well, there you go. Another old man who's, there's less than a minute on the clock, and he's just scored an absolute screamer. Perhaps he'll be able to step into the Wordsworth role and be our experience in midfield. There you go. Look, he's absolutely thumped that. Their keeper probably should do a little bit better because it's kind of looped over his head, and the keeper's palmed it in a weird way where rather than thundering into the back of the net, it sort of dropped down over the line. So he obviously got a lot of hand to it. But all the same, it's a goal. We don't care. Is that Tom Nichols who plays for Posh, playing for Yeovil in this league? I would have liked to sign him. How did that one slip through the net? Right, how is it? Right, we've jumped up above Swindon again as it stands at the moment with 2 points behind Plymouth. So the two of them not yet winning in their game, but it is very early on. But Schiavi's made it 2-0. This is more like it. That's his 24th goal of the season now. Remember, he's the one we've got permanently as well. He's only 25. He scored a goal a game in League One last year, so we know he can do it the next league up. Yes, he only played 18 games, got 9 goals, but, I have confidence that he's going to be one for us for next year, presuming we go up. See, I'm already talking as if we're up. I imagine if we go back to the management cliche handbook that I've been reading recently, probably shouldn't be talking about being in the next league up at this stage, but there's such a gap behind us that it's hard not to. Got to start forward planning. 2 contingency plans. One for if we go up, one for if we stay down. Pike has just hit the post, thundering from well out. That was 30 yards out. And he's unlucky that it hasn't ended up in the back of the net. It was a more impressive shot than the one that Keneally scored with. Or Connolly, if we agree that I'm saying it wrong. Who knows, eh? Jackson, what a defender at this level. It's a shame the same can't be said for Fowler, because that was just poor. I think that's George Fowler, isn't it? But look at that challenge from Jackson. Plays a ball to Fowler in no real trouble, and it's just such poor control. It was lovely, composed, calm defending from Adam Jackson. He looks like a championship player playing in League One. And then the one who's actually on loan from a championship club, just absolutely flustered. I don't understand. All that being said, we'll take Fowler permanently next year if he's on offer, just like we did with Jackson this year. Right, it's very scrappy in midfield at the moment. We need someone, and this is where we need Wordsworth. We need someone in there just to get their foot on the ball, get it under control. And I've made the mistake of identifying an opposition player. It's rule 101 of Football Manager. You don't mention anyone in the opposition team because you're guaranteeing they're going to score. There's Tom Nichols, and that's 2-2. And we've let a very comfortable position slide, and I'm putting all the blame on George Fowler at the moment. And weirdly, the average rating saying Jackson's on a 6.2, where we saw him make a beautiful tackle. If he's getting the blame for the pass across to Fowler, it was good defending. I wouldn't want my players to lump it forward from there. I want them to be calm under pressure. Fowler was in loads of space, but I guess the average ratings are seeing things differently, and apparently it was Jackson's fault, or was that other one Jackson's fault? Swindon are now ahead in their game, so it's a 4-point gap between us and them. Plymouth not yet winning, so the overall gap between us and first place isn't falling any smaller at the moment. It's just the teams are rotating around above us. But there is still time for all that to change, obviously. Right, Taylor Crossdale's coming on. We have been training him to play as a defensive forward. He's getting a little bit better at it. So, yeah, he can come on and do that. I'm not going to take any of the defenders off because what we've got on the bench is absolute trash. So we will bring on James Craighan, who I think we probably need to get him back into this midfield as a starter. He was playing there a lot earlier in the season when we had much stronger players in and around the squad. And Are we really going to lose both of these games after the... I've got to re-record the intro. I cannot put that positive intro out and then go and lose 2 games on the bounce. Are we a one-man team? Because if we are, it's not the man I thought it was. I'm waffling on about Benteke and Schiavi and Pike, and apparently, without Anthony Wordsworth, who's 32 now, I think, we can't win a football match. And I don't even know how you replace him, because... Oh, goodness me. The words are failing me now because I don't understand what's happening. Right, Taylor Crossdale needs to do something here. 19 goals last year. He's got 1 goal so far this year. Yes, he's played a fraction of the games, but he hasn't looked like an up-and-coming young superstar like he did at parts of last season. We're going to take Broccoli off as well. Bring on Comley. But, I mean, that's not going to change the game, is it? And I think that's a big part of the problem. I tried to be very restrained and restrict my squad size this season. And yeah, I think long term it probably was better to be financially prudent. But it's really hurting us now because we just don't. Now the loan players have gone and we didn't replace enough of them. We are on a very small squad and it's really hurting us now as some of the older players have aged and declined massively, like Wilson. If we manage to throw promotion away from here, it's going to be disgusting. It's going to be worse than the most recent episode of the Everton save, which if you're not watching, you really need to watch because it's one of the most hideous things you'll ever see in Football Manager. Oh, we've lost this one as well. We're still in third place. Ridiculously, we're still only 5 points off the top of the league. We've still got an 8-point gap. It's not hurt us as much as it should have done. With 6 games to go, we are still looking good for promotion, but we're really making hard work of it. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.